let's talk about how you connect with your audience. There's many aspects to it. There's your lyrics, your arrangements, your production. There's all the external and, let's say the additional layering parts that all do need to be congruent. But at its core, you in a t-shirt connecting to your audience, t-shirt and jeans, you just simply connecting emotionally with your audience. How do you do it? How do you get your message, your meaning, your emotional content in our hands? How do you deliver that? How do you get me to feel what you're feeling? That's the artist's main job. What do I have to say? Here's how I'm going to say it. This is the medium I'm saying it through: painting, filmmaking, photography, singing, music. And how do you get it to land? How do you get your message, your emotional content to land? I call it a ride. The audience wants to go on the ride that you're on. Feeling feelings, feeling better for it. Feeling the emotion, feeling joy as a result. So your job as the artist is to take them on that ride. Let's look at how we do that in a personal way. Imagine you were talking to someone you really trust, the ideal person that you can confide in, and you opened up and told them about some burdensome thing that happened to you. How do you feel after? How do you feel after sharing something deep, meaningful, vulnerable with someone you trust? You feel lighter. You feel relieved. And how does that other person feel? Lighter and relieved. If you thought they felt burdened, ask yourself, do I feel burdened when someone gets vulnerable with me? You probably don't. So chances are they don't either. We feel burdened when someone complains or vents. That's different. That's like dumping. But when we're genuinely being vulnerable, we both get a chance to vibrate at that emotion and feel relieved, feel lighter for it. Burdens shared get lighter. Why do we like to have good times with friends? Why, when you're doing something, do you say, oh, I wish you were here, this is so much fun? What happens when we laugh and there are other people around? It's contagious. Joy grows exponentially. So when you share the burdensome emotions, you lighten the load for everyone, you increase the joy when you share joy. And what do we do through art, through music? We lighten the heavier emotions, the burdensome emotions, and we increase the joy, because when you sing and you elevate that experience, you express sadness, you feel joyful for it. Rage Against the Machine, feel joyful for it. When you're singing and being vulnerable, you are increasing exponentially the joy for people, you are lightening the burdens, you are healing people. How do you do that on stage? It's the same thing. The first is that you actually need to feel the feelings. Can't dial them in, entertain, pretend, can't fake it. You need to actually be having an emotional experience. Feel that emotion. Then just like with your friend, you get vulnerable. You open up, you invite us in. Thank you, Sarah Bareilles. When we had our session, I said, there's a part of my philosophy I wasn't clear about yet. I hadn't gotten to this. I was like, there's something missing here. And she said it. She said, I invite the audience in. I was like, that's it? Thank you. That was the language I was missing. You get vulnerable. You invite the audience in. You allow yourself to be seen, just like you do with that trusted friend, allowing yourself to be seen, and you share. I cannot give you my feelings. Here, take my pain. Can't do it. You cannot take my feelings or my experiences, so I will not be diminished for sharing. We will actually connect, bond, feel closer, just like you do with your friend. When you get vulnerable with a friend, you feel closer. I feel so honored that you trusted me. I know you more. There's a bond. That's what you do as an artist. The same journey you do with a personal friend is that intimate exchange you have with your audience. Each person is going to connect with you, and someone's going to say, you're amazing, thank you. And someone else is going to say, oh my gosh, that song is like my life story. I don't know how you knew, but it's so much exactly what I feel. One person could be crying, one person could be praising you. They're both telling you the same thing in that moment. You touched my heart, you cracked through this shell, you moved me. Means you did your job as an artist. You healed someone, you connected, you got vulnerable. So that is the journey of that ride. You're real, you're being authentic, you're vulnerable, you allow yourself to be seen, you share. Then we get a connection. It's why people fall in love with the artist. It's why we admire them, why we're crazy about the artist. You just had the most intimate exchange. It's a healing experience. It is soul to soul. You made people feel better. Whatever it is, letting out pain, letting out happiness, letting out laughter, whatever your style is as an artist, it's that same process. You're just expressing a different color of emotions for us to have that experience. Someone wants to go dance their butt off and that makes them feel good, that's what they're going to do. Someone wants to go hear John Moreland and cry because John Moreland makes me cry in 10 seconds, you'll go do that. You want to hear Regina, you want to hear Sarah, you want to hear Paris, you want to hear Rage Against the Machine, you want to hear Metallica. Whatever ride you want to go on as an audience member, you're gonna go see that show, listen to that music to have the experience that makes you feel better. Your job as the artist is to take us on that ride, and to do it, be vulnerable. To do it, open up and be real. To do it, express it. Then the arrangement, the lyric, your outfit, the production, the set, all of that supports and feeds what's at the core, your expression and the way you want to express it, so that it lands. Take the ride, be on the ride, take us on the ride.